Whew. Okay. This is happening. This is real. We were told this is happening today, so I got up early for this. We got a minute-long first look back during the Super Bowl, and now we finally have our first full-length trailer for Wicked, or as I think it should be called, Wicked Part 1. I noticed that happens sometimes with adaptations that have two parts. The first part isn't called Part 1 initially, it just has the title and that's it. Like It and Dune. I'd much rather they call it Part 1 because that is kind of misleading, you know? I'm just saying. But anyway, yes, the cinematic adaptation of my favorite Broadway musical. This first official trailer clocks in at 3.5 minutes long. This has got to be the longest trailer I think I've ever seen. And while, yeah, that does give me a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect here, I honestly don't really see it as a good thing. I'll explain why later, but for now, let's dive in. So this official trailer for Wicked starts immediately with a quote from the show.
Are people born wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
Loved hearing that, and really 95% of everything I saw in this trailer is from the show, or at least I can pinpoint where in the story that scene is. Like the arrival at Shiz University in the beginning. Elphaba inadvertently gets paired with Galinda as her roommate, which then that goes into a little bit of popular.
I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
I'll be honest with you, and this is gonna be the only time you're ever gonna hear me use this phrase because I hate it, but Ariana Grande is going to slay that song. She's gonna crush it. It's like she was born to sing this song. And also, can we just appreciate the fact that this is a trailer for a movie that is a musical that is letting us know that this movie is going to be a musical? Yeah, that's a breath of fresh air, ain't it? I'm looking at you, Mean Girls. But there's also a pretty good exchange of dialogue right here.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
That's funny. I'm gonna love the dynamic between Galinda and Elphaba, cause, I mean, I already do from the show. But these actresses that have been cast to play them, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, they are all but perfect in these roles I now see from this trailer. They're great. And so we get some classes at Shiz U. We see that Dr. Dillamond is actually a goat, like a CG goat. In the show, of course, it's a guy with prosthetics and makeup to make him look like a goat. That makes sense. But just like we saw in the first look how the Cowardly Lion is going to be an actual lion, not a guy in a big fur suit, because that's what he's supposed to be in the story. He's actually supposed to be a lion. He's supposed to be an animal. Dr. Dillamond is an actual goat. So yeah, it makes sense. And he's voiced by Peter Dinklage, which is awesome, because he always pays his debts. Then we get to the scene where Galinda gets her grandmother's hat, which is right out of the show.
It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
That's almost verbatim. And also Bowen Yang, who's hilarious in Saturday Night Live. I love the fact that he's in this movie. He's probably gonna be hilarious. As one of Galinda's, like, lackeys, probably. You know, like one of her yes friends, like Myrtle Edmonds and Lilo and Stitch had those girls that followed her around and said yes to everything she did. I feel like this is that kind of situation. That's what it reminds me of, anyway. And so yeah, Galinda ends up giving the hat to Elphaba as kind of a prank at first, which leads to the Ozdust Ballroom Dancing Through Life, Elphaba's dance scene. Again, right out of the show. This scene's gonna be awesome in this movie. Although I will say, I think the Ozdust Ballroom looks a little dark. You would think a place called the Ozdust Ballroom would be a little more bright. I don't know, maybe all the lights went out when Elphaba came in the room. That would actually be kind of funny. Then Elphaba gets a summons to the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz himself. Is this trailer showing too much? Actually, what I love about this scene in particular is this is where you really notice it. In a couple of scenes in this trailer, it sounds like Ariana Grande is doing an impersonation of Kristen Chenoweth, who, in case you don't know, originated the role of Galinda on Broadway. But yeah, you really hear it in this clip right here.
I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming.
Gotta say, I was not expecting that, but I like it. I really do. I mean, even the actresses who have played Galinda on Broadway or in the tour, they have not been impersonating Chenoweth, but Grande is. I don't know. There's something I like about it. She's got that kind of Oklahoma twang. It's actually kind of cute. And so they get to Oz. We see some of what I'm sure will be One Short Day. Then we get some clips of Michelle Yeoh as Madame Morrible, and I think she looks great too.
Don't let her get away! This wicked witch.
Not sure how her singing's gonna be. I mean, in the original soundtrack, she only has one kind of singing-ish part, and it's really brief. But this being part 1, and they confirmed that there are gonna be new songs in these movies, maybe her singing part will be bigger. I don't know. But I love the way she says, this wicked witch. Again, right out of the show. And then finally we get to the big montage at the end of the trailer, which kind of ends with something that hit me out of the blue. I didn't see this coming at all. A brief part where we see what looks like a flashback of Elphaba as a kid. I like this, actually. Show some of her trauma from bullying growing up, make us feel bad for her, the whole thing. It's probably gonna work. And then this trailer ends the same way the first look did, with Elphaba saying, "It's the wizard who should be afraid of me," followed by the defying gravity war cry. And then we get the title with the awesome pink and green gradient, cause pink goes good with green. And I was like, Alright, let's watch that a million more times. And so I did, and now here's my video on it. In the end, Wicked Part 1 is still, of course, one of my most anticipated movies of 2024. And honestly, what calmed my nerves about this trailer is that everything we see in it is all from Act 1 of the show. Yeah, you know how in the first look it showed the scene with Dorothy, and I was like, that shouldn't be until Act 2, aka the second movie. And I guess that first look was for both movies? Well, that scene is not in this trailer, so I'm pretty sure I was right in that case. This trailer is all Act 1, but the bummer is I feel like this trailer is all of Act 1. Yeah, this trailer being 3.5 minutes long, I feel like watching it, I just saw the movie. It shows a lot of it, including what'll probably be the end. Spoiler alert. That bums me out. I'd like some of the movie to be left to my imagination. Plus, the movie doesn't come out until November, so there's gonna be another trailer. What more can they show? Oh, okay, they could show a bit more. I mean, Fiyero doesn't have a single line in this trailer. I found that kind of weird, because everyone else does. Well, actually, Nessa Rose doesn't either. Next trailer, probably. Maybe. But the fact that the trailer's showing so much, that's only a bummer about the trailer. The movie still looks amazing. Seriously, it's got me hyped up. Oh my god, this is everything I wanted from a Wicked movie. I can't wait for this. Yeah! So, the official trailer for Wicked Part 1. Have you watched it yet? What are your thoughts on it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!